Dunkin' is one of the most successful leading coffee and donut shops in the world. Headquartered in Canton, Massachusetts, the brand offers over 70 donut varieties and cold coffee drinks, bagels, breakfast sandwiches, and other baked goods in over 12,000 locations globally. So, how exactly did Dunkin' become such a big brand in America? Dunkin' was founded by William Rosenberg, who was an American entrepreneur at the time. During his young adulthood, he was quite ambitious. He established many small businesses in the coffee and food catering industry until eventually he partnered with his brother-in-law, Harry Winokur, as a partner and opened a coffee and donut shop called the Open Kettle on Memorial Day in the year of 1948 at Quincy, Massachusetts. He sold donuts for a nickel and a cup of coffee for a dime, which at the time seemed like a good deal. In the year 1950, he changed the name The Open Kettle into what we know it as today, Dunkin' Donuts. As the business grew in the 50s from one store into 6 stores, William wanted the business to increase the number of stores, and he thought the best way to do that was to practice the idea of franchise selling, which at the time was a relatively new business model. And funny enough, during that time, franchising was so disreputable that in some states it was illegal. But William knew this was the way to grow the business, so he decided to make franchising respectable. And in 1959, he was at a start-your-own-business convention. He invited 16 of his friends to lunch and pledged an international franchise assignment. And from that act, the business grew over the years and became very successful. But during the year 1971, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, and William decided to step back from Dunkin' Donuts and focus on his Wilrose farm. By the end of the decade, he became the largest standardbred breeder in New England, even earning himself a spot in the New England Hall of Fame of the standardbred industry. With more trouble haunting William, he contracted a cancer of the blood. In 1980, he donated the farm to the University of New Hampshire for teaching in franchising and entrepreneurship. William kept fighting his cancer battles for a long while, until September 20th, 2002. William Rosenberg passed away from bladder cancer in his home of Mashpee, Massachusetts. He lived to see 5,000 Dunkin' stores built at the time, with more stores opening every year since. Rewinding back, William Rosenberg had 3 children, Robert, Carol, and Donald. His son Robert M. Rosenberg was born in 1938 in Boston, Massachusetts, to Bertha Greenberg and William Rosenberg. At the age of 25, he was appointed CEO and president by his father at Dunkin' Donuts for 35 years, from 1963 to 1998. William Rosenberg remained on the board as chairman for many years, while his son took on the role of CEO. Universal Food Systems. The company consisted of several small businesses grossing $20 million per year, including 100 Dunkin' Donuts locations in the U.S., generating $10 million in annual sales. Rosenberg transformed Universal Food Systems to focus on Dunkin' Donuts. In September 1983, Rosenberg became chairman while continuing to serve as CEO of Dunkin' Donuts. In late 1989, Dunkin' Donuts announced its acquisition by Allied Lions plc, a large UK food and beverage group which also owned Baskin-Robbins, which was a big acquisition for the company. By 1998, the brand had grown to 2,500 locations worldwide with $2 billion in annual sales. Later on, as the acquisition takes place, Robert steps down as CEO, and Nigel Travis takes over from 2009 until July 11, 2018. Dave Hoffman took over from Nigel Travis to become the CEO of Dunkin' Donuts, and still remains to be. Dunkin' Donuts has its share of history with marketing. In 1981, Dunkin' Donuts had its famous mascot, Fred the Baker, with its catchy slogan,
"Time to make the donuts."
It was an iconic mascot and slogan that practically every American knows its origin. But in 2006, they changed the slogan to what you know it as today: America runs on Dunkin'. Dunkin' also poked fun at Starbucks during that time. In 2007, a series of Dunkin' Donuts commercials referred to the fictional language Fritalian. Is it French or is it Italian? Sings a chorus of customers facing a long menu of non-English terms. Perhaps Fritalian. The commercials were created to poke fun at pretentious Starbucks-style coffee chains, with patrons attempting to order hard-to-pronounce lattes. The commercial was interpreted as a deliberate mocking of Starbucks. The commercial's punchline is, "Delicious lattes from Dunkin Donuts. You order them in English." It has been a point of discussion that latte, cappuccino, and espresso are borrowed words from Italian which have no equivalents in English. The commercials, however, refer to the Starbucks ordering language itself, poking fun at words such as grande and venti. Further commercials in 2007 more directly mocked Starbucks, with a customer ordering a large and being chastised for using the term dieci. The company's logo was also changed over the years. In 1961, the company began using a hot pink color for its branding and used a logo showing a stylized coffee cup with the company's name rendered on one line as a circle, evoking a donut dunking into the cup. In 1980, bright orange was added to the hot pink. In 2014, the logo was a variation of the logo that has been in use since about 1980, an all-capitals rendering of the words Dunkin Donuts, Dunkin in orange, Donuts in pink, in a thick Frankfurter typeface with a coffee cup outlined in brown with a DD monogram. Dunkin Donuts also changed its branding from Dunkin Donuts to just Dunkin. The change was implemented in place by CEO Dave Hoffman. Many people criticized the change and resulted in backlash. Many people became accustomed to the name, and the customers didn't like the name just Dunkin. But the company defended the decision, and the reason was, quote, "Our new branding is one of many things we are doing as part of our blueprint for growth to modernize the Dunkin' experience for our customers. From our next-generation restaurants to our menu innovation, on-the-go ordering, and value offerings, all delivered at the speed of Dunkin'. We are working to provide our guests with great beverages, delicious food, and unparalleled convenience." Hoffman added, "We believe our efforts to transform Dunkin', while still embracing our incredible heritage, will keep our brand relevant for generations to come. Dunkin' will continue to serve many customers from all over the world, and they have a successful business model." But on July 30th, 2020, Dunkin' Brands announced it would permanently close 800 shops in the U.S. by the end of the year because of a 20% drop of sales in the second quarter during the COVID-19 pandemic. With the cost of inflation and the state of the economy, the brand still seems to be standing strong because it all started with a legacy that will grow for many generations.